Hot Wheelers, what's happening? Welcome back to the Motor Hood. It's Joe Motor here with you. Today we're looking at Greenlight again, and we're going to check out some Chevrolet trucks, the C10, and sometimes they call it the Cheyenne model that Greenlight does. Probably one of my favorite truck castings that Greenlight puts out. There's a whole bunch of different variations of it. I'm just going to show you 5, and I'm probably going to break this up into 2 videos because I have a few here in the back that I want to show, and then I have this green machine that we're going to crack and show that one as well. But first I wanted to talk about the latest C10, which was released in the Hitch Tow Series. Probably one of the coolest series that Greenlight has put out, and a very ambitious project for 1/64 scale, and we'll talk about that more in just a minute. But I thought we would start off with this little guy right here, and just so we're clear here on the model, it is the 1969 Chevrolet C10. This is obviously numbered. A lot of the Greenlight models are numbered, 7034. And then you have your, let's just look over the truck real quick. We have the incredible wheel wells here. Just really love those white wheel wells with the black caps, and then you've got the kind of gold Chevrolet bow tie there. That is probably the coolest thing in terms of authenticity, and just the way that looks is fantastic. And while we've got it up here close, we'll just look. You see the C on the C10, I guess, stands for the custom, so it's the custom 10 here. So you see the insignia on the side there, along with the chrome detailing of the gas cap and the handle, door handle, and the keyhole window detail. It's all black interior. And then we get around to the back here, you see some more indicators, and then the rear of the truck with the Chevrolet insignia, painted tail lights, and there's the hitch right there on the back. And then the bed of the truck has a little ridged texture inside. And we work our way back around to the front of the truck, and this is beautiful stuff here with the chrome stretched across the grille there. This is Chevrolet, and then the little bow tie logo there on the hood in blue, which is a nice contrast with the sort of light orange overall color. Just kind of a plain Jane orange, which is really cool. So another beautiful version of the C10 truck here. And then the trailer in the back, which we'll look at in just a moment. Wanted to point out a couple of not so great points about sometimes you get these trucks and certain things don't look right. Like, for instance, if you notice, and I talked about this when I opened this, when I showed this in the package, but if you notice, the bed here is a little bit jacked up, so it looks a little bit higher off the ground than the cab. So right here where the bed connects to the cab, it seems a little bit off and a little strange to me, and I think that's probably just an assembly issue, a machine tooling issue, that, or when it goes across the assembly line, things get tightened too much, or they just don't fit right, and it's just a very slight mistake, but it bothers me because it makes the truck look a little off kilter. So if I show you the back really quick, you may or may not be able to tell looking at it here, but the left side looks a little higher than the right if you look at the bed. And then I'll just pull it up a little closer here so you can sort of see. I'm holding it level here. You can see the left side looks a little jacked up compared to the right. So it does have an effect overall on the appearance of the truck to make it look a little clunkier than it should. If you look over here on the other side of the truck, it looks a little more smooth all the way across, but you'll notice in the bed it sort of has a not straight structure, and so it bothers me sometimes when this happens, but it doesn't happen on all of them. In fact, WTFFOR showed his model and he did not have this problem, so I don't know if it just happens every few trucks, or if it is a result of some stage of the assembly process. I don't know. But it's just one of the things that I thought was a little bit off. The other thing is that the hitch on the back of this truck is a little bit low. You can kind of tell right here. It's kind of angled down. And I don't want to mess with it too much because I've heard it can break off. It is metal. But I'll show you when we look at the trailer here in just a second that it seems a little low, or bent a little off kilter as well. So just a few things you can experience sometimes when you're dealing with a scale this small. You're not always going to have perfect details 100% of the time. So let's take a look at the trailer really quick, because this thing really deserves a nice look over. And as you can see here, I've got I have my Johnny Lightning Jolly Green Giant here, which is put out by Johnny Lightning in the early 2000s. Probably one of my favorite little pieces that Johnny put out. But I have the Green Giant here just because we're talking about Greenlight, and we're going to look at a green machine later. And this thing kind of looks like a green machine, but as I said, it is a Johnny Lightning, just so you know. And really cool series, but it looks really cool on the back of the trailer here. And you know, you could put any number of cars on the trailer. If you wanted to be true to brand and put a Greenlight, here's a Greenlight from the Hot August Night series from Reno Diecast. Came out last year, I think, but that looks pretty good too. I mean, you could put any number of cars on the back of here and it would look pretty awesome. But since we're talking Greenlight and I wanted to have a little green car here, I went ahead and put the Johnny Lightning there. But in any case, the trailer itself is pretty cool. So let me just show you this. Of course, you have these separate pieces here, which are the ramps, which have the little diamond pattern. And I do believe these are plastic pieces, and they hinge on here, so they move a little bit. You can see they're not that elastic. I mean, they don't move up all the way, but they give you enough movability so you can adjust it if you need to. You see the bed of the trailer has the wood grain on it, which it is plastic, but that's a really nice detail to put on there, make it seem like wood. And then everything else about it is metal. The wheel well here with the indicator light, these wheels here, which have the white hubs, which are a nice little detail. And then of course we go around to the front where you have the jack, which actually works, and we'll look at that in just a second as well. And I'll just show you the base really quick so you have an idea. If you ever lose the trailer, you'll still know it's a Greenlight. So lots of cool detail on that. And these ramps can easily snap on and off, so if you want to, you know, make it look more like it's being towed on the highway, you can remove those ramps, and that's not a big deal at all. But really cool looking when it's just stationary as a trailer sitting like that. And that's what's really cool about this jack, is that it will hold the trailer up in place. So when you are not hitching it to a vehicle, sorry, I'm getting my camera positioned here so we can take a look at that. So when it's not positioned on the vehicle, you can have the trailer sit level and have your car there on display. So that's really cool. Now the problem starts to arise when you actually want to hitch this on. Now this may not be true with every model, but as we talked about, the hitch, as you can see on the back of the truck here, is almost touching the ground. So as we back it up here to get ready to go on the ball, we'll come over here to the jack and lower it so that it can go down on there. Now this jack is probably not 1/64 scale. I mean, if you imagine a human being being a little taller than the bed of this truck coming around, it's a pretty big jack. But they had to make it big enough so you could actually use it. So this is probably not to scale, but like I said, it does work. So you kind of have to compromise some of your things about scale just so you get something that's workable. So we're going to lower this down enough so that it can sit on the hitch and then be off the ground. So we're just going to do that real quick, which is very cool. Takes a little minute here. Okay, and then we're going to attach it. Get it on there. So now it's attached. But if you can tell, it's still almost touching the ground, and the car is at a little bit of an angle. So if you don't have it at the end of the trailer, if you set it right here, it kind of wants to start moving this way and crash into the jack. So if you've got a rubber tired car, it helps a little bit because it kind of stays put on the back of the trailer here. A plastic tire car might be a little more prone to falling off or rolling off. So I'm thinking that the level of the trailer needs to be more about right here. I'm lifting it up just a little bit, but because of the bent hitch, it seems a little lower than it should be. But again, a minor detail. Also a minor detail sometimes on these Greenlights with the big thick tires. Show this to you really quick. Oops. There we go. Confusing my camera because I'm getting so close. Is you see the tire. Sometimes the tire is not assembled all the way over the wheel well, and that's a kind of an annoying little thing there. But sometimes if you just mess with it, and I'm not going to do it right now, but if you just sort of mess with it and work on that little tire, it'll snap back over the wheel well there. But sometimes, you know, if you're going to pay $5, $6, $7 for your die cast, you expect the certain quality control to be taken care of. But overall, a lot of things you can overlook just because of the sheer ambition of this project here, of all this tiny little metal work that has to be intricately sort of created so that it can all mix and match together to be functional. And so, you know, it's an ambitious project, and of course there's going to be kinks to pieces and parts of it, but when you back up and look at it as a whole, it is pretty amazing. So I just wanted to give you an overlook really quick of the Chevrolet C10 from the Hitch and Tow series, because we're going to look at some more C10s in the next video here, but I just wanted to make sure we gave it enough time on its own to show it to you in all of its glory here. So that'll conclude this part of the video. If you have any questions or comments, put those below, and we'll be right back with part 2 of our C10 marathon. Thanks for watching.